All right, today we're going to break down the story behind a platform called Victory with Ash. We're going to look at its own promotional stuff to really understand the problem it claims to solve, the solution it's offering, and, the big future it promises to its users. So, right out of the gate, the pitch hits you with three incredibly bold words: untouchable, unstoppable, unlimited. Now, this is way more than just a catchy tagline, right? It's a full on statement of intent. It's designed to frame the platform as this dominant, supremely confident force from the very first second. But before we even get to what the platform is, their story first creates this really powerful picture of the struggles it's designed to fix. It's all about climbing what they call modern-day mountains. And here, you can see that idea brought to life. The visual shows these challenges as these dark, really imposing mountains, a whole landscape of doubt, despair, and confusion. So let's take a closer look at what each of these peaks is supposed to represent. Okay, the first mountain is the burden of doubt and faded dreams. This is aimed at anyone who feels, weighed down because they haven't lived up to their potential. It's for when that little voice of self-doubt starts to drown out your big dreams. Next up, we have the mountains of despair and stagnation. And this one goes even deeper. It's not just about feeling sad. It's about that profound pain of feeling completely stuck, like you want a purpose, but you feel like you're just not making any progress. And the last peak in this range is the mountain of overwhelming confusion. This is all about that frustration of knowing you've got potential, but you have absolutely no clear path forward. You know that feeling? The gap between wanting to do something great and actually knowing how to get started. So, after painting this picture of these huge, overwhelming challenges, the narrative completely shifts to the answer. This is where Victory with Ash enters the scene, introduced as the one unbreakable solution that can conquer all these personal mountains. So what is it, really? Well, at its heart, it's defined as an educational platform. But listen to the key phrases here: an arsenal of tools and powered by transformative insight. They're positioning it as something much more than a simple product. It's a whole guided experience. So, the big question is, how do they say it works? Well, according to their material, it's a three-part process. First, it gives you that arsenal of educational tools we just mentioned. Second, it uses those tools to create a super clear path for you. And third, all of this is built on what they call an unbreakable framework. And this right here is a crucial part of their whole message. The platform isn't just sold as being effective, it's presented as being in a league of its own. The claim is that its core framework is so unique and always evolving that it's just unreachable by anyone else. Okay, so we've seen the problem they're tackling and the solution they're offering. So what's the payoff? What does this revitalized future they promise actually look like? And again, they use this visual to really tell the story. The journey is crystal clear. You start in the dark mountains of struggle on the left, you cross a bridge, and you end up in a bright, prosperous future on the right. It's that classic story of moving from the shadows into the light. So what does this better future actually mean for users? Well, the source promises a clear path to get your dreams back on track and find prosperity. It's all about making real transformation feel achievable, turning that burden of doubt into real success, moving those mountains of despair, and finally getting rid of that overwhelming confusion by giving you a concrete how. Now, a huge piece of this whole narrative isn't just about the platform itself, but about the person who is said to have created it. This is Mr. Ash Mufareh, and he's presented as the visionary founder. In this story, he's the architect of the solution, the one who saw all those mountains of confusion and personally built the path to clarity. And the vision for his legacy is just massive. The source predicts that his work won't just be successful, it will fundamentally change the entire way people think about growth and learning in their lives. So there you have it. That's the powerful story presented by Victory with Ash. It's a journey from these huge, overwhelming mountains to a bright, revitalized future, built on a supposedly unbreakable platform and led by one visionary. The source positions it as a genuine mountain mover. And that kind of leaves us with one last thought. What does it really take to clear the path to our own potential